Hello again, this is Corey Colonna, the Executive Director of Housing and Residential Life, providing you some highlights and things to know for 2024, 2025, and additionally some advice that we have given to parents that has been helpful in the past. So first, we want to make sure that you have the important dates. These are listed on our website, but will also it will be available to students, of course, and we do plan to send an email with all of these important dates. Some things to note. So when there are like days like fall break and Thanksgiving, it says residence halls remain open, but with limited services. That really means the dining hall is closed. We don't necessarily have an RA in every single building at that time. There are phone numbers for students to call if they need assistance. We do have RAs on campus, just not necessarily in every building. We do have 23 relatively small buildings on our campus, so that is the reason for that. So you'll see that again in another section as well. That sometimes there are limited services for students. And then spring, the building's open on the 19th. Martin Luther King Day is the 20th. Students don't have to come back on the 19th. They can come back on the 20th. They can come back on the 21st, whatever, in that first week. That's fine. It's very different than moving in the fall when we need to be there to make sure that we're giving out ID cards and making sure that they have access and such. This is a bit different. If there would be a need for a student to stay with us over winter break, there is a process to do an application for that and a small fee related to that per week. And then last but not least, really important, May 17th is the move out day by 11 a.m. The last day of finals is actually the 17th, but that finals on the 17th are only for graduate students. So that would not include our students generally. The expectation is that they move out on that time by 11 a.m. People don't recognize or don't realize, but we have a very tight turnaround in our buildings to clean them and get them ready for some of our summer events. The biggest one is that we every year sponsor our local Special Olympics, and so we got to get those rooms cleaned and such. And so really important that people have that. Every year we have students who say, well, I didn't know, or I didn't think about this ahead of time. And so again, we're just trying to make sure that people have that information, that it's really easy for them to access if they have to make plans for flights or whatever. There are a very small number of students, frankly, they're almost all our staff at this point, that would be graduating seniors that can stay that next week. Every once in a while we'll have some undergrads who might be working for an office that supports that would be able to stay that next week. But again, 95% of all our students would be expected to leave on the May 17th. So again, the big dates here, we just listed those for you to make that easier. Same thing I mentioned about the end of the year, but the end of the semester on the 19th, students would need to be moving out of the buildings. We need to give our staff a rest as well for that break period.